What is up? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we are going to be doing a full trade breakdown on Thursday the 13th of wait, no, that's not the date, is it? Oh yeah, it is Thursday the 13th of November. So let's jump into this trade breakdown and this winning trade that I caught. And a big lesson that you need to learn when trading is stop being a robot. Okay, if you want to become a profitable trader, you can't be a robot. You can't follow a set mechanical trading strategy. It just doesn't exist. You need to actually learn how to trade. I need to learn how to read the market. Now, also, my bad that my camera isn't on. I'm just not feeling very well today. Feeling a bit rough, but I'm still going to make this video for you guys. Now, of course, when you're starting trading, you need to make sure that you understand the higher time frame analysis. And in today, there wasn't really that much to go off on the higher time frames. I mean, we had this daily unmitigated fair value gap which got tapped into. We had a daily fair value gap above. If I had to choose a bias from the daily time frame, it would still be a bit more bearish because we have inverse these bullish fair value gaps. You know, we've got all of these lows that we still haven't swept. If I had to choose, I would be a tiny bit more bearish. Now remember, when you're finding your daily bias, you just want to use the strategy on the lower time frame, looking for inversion fair value gaps on the higher time frame because time is fractal. But on a day like this, again, nothing is very obvious. Whereas if we go into tomorrow, inversing this daily bullish fair value gap, obviously this looks a lot more obvious and we will want this low down here. So when things aren't obvious, don't force it. Just try and use liquidity on the lower time frames. The thing that did look the most obvious today, which happened pre-market, so well pre-market. So as you can see at 4 a.m. we got this bearish candle close below this bullish fair value gap, while still respecting this bearish fair value gap. So where should price go? Price should go for these lows, and as you can see, it perfectly swept those lows going into the session. So I'd say that's the biggest thing about today, and same with the 4-hour time frame. There wasn't anything super clear. We had this unmitigated fair value gap, but I mean, like, once this fair value gap got tapped into, this new week opening gap on the lower time frame got filled also. There wasn't a crazy amount to go off of, so you need to use the lower time frames to your advantage. Now, looking at this price action at open, this has happened the last few days as well, so it's very important to note. Whenever we get a big drop like this at the start of the trading session, don't worry. Don't rush into anything. You haven't missed the move. There was simply just no entries to be had. So just be patient. You haven't missed the move. And when we do drop like this, especially when we're in a big range, this is a 200-point range to start the session, you know. We're literally 15 minutes into the session and we've moved 200 points, which is crazy. We're seeing much better volume right now. So make sure you're watching the live streams. The link is in my bio. You can watch me trade live every single day. But the type of pattern that you want to see is come down. Now, this is whether you're looking for long positions or for short positions. And I said this on my live stream today as well. You want to look for a move up, and then if you want longs, you want a retracement, and then the inversion like this, and then entering right here, stop loss to break even there, targeting the highs. That's exactly the type of trade that you want to see. The reason why is because when we come down so quickly, it's hard to take a trade from just these fair value gaps here and other fair value gaps like that on the higher time frames, like here for example, simply because there's just so many bearish fair value gaps. So if you're taking this 1 minute, this will also be a 4 minute, it will also be a 3 minute. So that's why you really need that internal liquidity to be created and then actually take the trades from there. And then of course, same with short positions. If you want a short, you want something like this where you create that internal liquidity low, enter there, break even, and then target lower for your take profit. So very important to note there, and that is exactly the kind of trade that we got today. So as you can see, we started getting this retracement, and whether you wanted longs or shorts, this is the exact move that you wanted to see. Now let's mark out the liquidity. We had this 15-minute equal lows down below. Now, in my opinion, the most important draw on liquidity here being all of this trend line liquidity. Now, if you haven't been trading for very long, you need to start noticing what the strong draws on liquidity are and what the not so strong draws on liquidity are. And trend line liquidity recently, especially clear trend line liquidity, has been, in my opinion, literally the best draw on liquidity. There has not been a better draw on liquidity that has been consistently working recently. So this is, you might also know trendline liquidity as high resistance liquidity run or a low resistance liquidity run. It's simply when you can draw a trend line, the stop losses below that and stop losses below that point in the market. Now, of course, we come up, there's no entry to get this trendline liquidity. Then we get this nice little move down. So you might be wondering, okay, is this where you look to enter? We need more context. We go to the 15-minute time frame. What we have just created is a 15-minute unmitigated fair value gap. So not only now is this internal liquidity right here, but as well as internal liquidity, this is now a 15-minute unmitigated fair value gap. What we also have above is a 5-minute unmitigated fair value gap above. So again, all we're doing right now is building context. What do we have below? You might be thinking, okay, we're not really respecting bullish fair value gaps to the left here. Check the high time frames. We're perfectly respecting 4-minute bullish fair value gaps right there. We came down, and now this is the most important part in my opinion. What the two things in my opinion that you want to be focusing on, at least at the start of trading, when you want to start to getting into finding the good positions, is one, displacement, and two, a nice break-even point. If you start with nice displacement and start with a nice break-even point and then add the other contexts on after, especially drawing liquidity, that is extremely important as well. So right here, we have extremely strong displacement. We have a 1, 2, and a 3-minute fair value gap. Now, this is the common question that a lot of people are probably asking here is, Louis, why have you entered a long position on this candle even though the 3-minute candle here has not inversed? And for me, the answer is simple. We have extremely strong draw on liquidity. We have enough context for respecting the higher time frame bullish fair value gap. We have such an amazing break-even point, being the 15-minute unmitigated, and we also have a 5-minute unmitigated above for extra context. The fact that we inversed this candle here, the 1-minute and the 2-minute, look at this 2-minute candle. Just look at that candle. The fact that we inversed this 2-minute candle with this much displacement, if we at least don't go to this break-even point, then I would be extremely shocked. So this is my entry right here. And now what you also need to remember is, yeah, cool. You of course want trades to hit your take profit. You want trades to go to your first take profit. You want trades to go to your second take profit. But the main thing that you need to be confident in, and the most confident in, is your break-even point. As long as price action reaches this point here, this 15-minute unmitigated fair value gap, I'm happy. I'm not taking a loss. The best case scenario from here is I take a win. The worst case is I lose no money. And with this trendline liquidity, what you want to see it swept, the way that you want to see trendline liquidity swept is with fast displacement candles. You don't want to see trendline liquidity swept like this and slowly inverse it. Not inverse it, just take it. Whenever we have trendline liquidity, and again, don't just take my word for this, look at the markets for yourself. What will happen a lot of the time is price will shoot through it. So that's exactly what I wanted to see here. So boom, we get this nice displacement candle. I'm already in the trade. I'm at break even now. And the reason why I have this marked, this is my main take profit right here, but this is a nice draw on liquidity because it is an internal high, and as well, this is also equal highs on ES. So price gets this nice move up straight for this trendline liquidity. We start to reject here because ES has already taken the high and taken equal highs. So this is a nice partial point. I didn't take a lot of profits here. I did hold my main take profit for this high, which as you can see, sadly didn't get hit. But the main point of this video is one, don't be a robot. You know, I could have easily said, oh, I'm not taking the trade because it's not a 3-minute. But I had more than enough conviction from what I've just explained to take this trade. It's exactly what I was looking for. We had trendline liquidity. And if you didn't know, a few weeks ago, I think maybe 2 weeks ago or last week, early in the week, I missed a decent trade which also had trendline liquidity. So I definitely wasn't going to miss 2 extremely nice trendline liquidity trades or high resistance liquidity run trades. So yeah, that's the one winning trade that I took today. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Make sure to join my Discord if you have any questions. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe as well. And I'll see you all live trading either later in the PM session. You can get access with the link in my bio, or I will see you tomorrow for the New York AM session. Let's go.